Hi, Kevin with Amiad Water Systems. Today we're going to show you how to winterize the Sigma Pro filter correctly. So the first thing we want to discuss is the ADIP. There are two options on the ADIP to winterize it. The first option is to remove the ADIP controller and to store it in a heated area. This can be done very easily by removing the two bolts that are in the back. It's 10 millimeter, and we've removed these bolts off of there. That will make it so that it's free to move, but we have all these tubes connected. So our suggestion would be take a picture of where the tubes are going, or you can also put little markers on each one of the tubes and indicate where they are. So we're going to remove the tubes now. Now that will be freely able to move and to store inside. So an important step to do this before there's any freezing temperatures, and to make sure that you store it in a heated area where there's no possibility of freezing. The filter. The step to do that is to remember to take the tubes all the way off the controller. There's 3 tubes. On yours there might only be 2, but there'll be tubes connected into the bottom of the controller. Take each one of those off and keep them off. This is the main step that you need to make sure you're following. These 3 tubes remain off the controller all winter long. This needs to be done before there's any freezing temperatures at all. Leave those off, and also in the spring make sure there's no freezing temperatures. If there are, remove the 3 tubes. The next step that we have for the controller, for the filter, is to make sure that the solenoid is also winterized correctly. Each one of the solenoids will have a little handle. This one will be a green handle. Yours may look a little different. It may have a red or a black handle there. Either way, what we want you to do is to remove the tubes off the solenoid. There will be one tube that will be open to atmosphere, meaning that it's not connected to anything. So this is the vent. And what I want you to do is to be able to move this handle back and forth a couple of times. What that's doing is it's releasing any of the water that might be in this chamber here. So just move that back and forth. Once you do that, you can reconnect the tubes back up to this. So the next step that we have is we want to drain the piston on the filter. To drain the piston, you remove the 2 tubes at the top of the piston. Then you'll have this nut right here. It should only be hand tight, and we just loosen that up. You'll have a little bit of water that comes out of the chamber. So we're going to remove that down, put it in a safe spot, and then this is the piston here. So we're going to take that out, and when we take it out, we want to make sure that we're draining the water that's inside of that hollow chamber. If you leave that water in that hollow chamber, that will freeze and break there. So remove all that water, make sure it's emptied. You can put the piston back into place and install the cover back. Again, hand tight is good enough on this one. And then you can reconnect the 2 tubes, because now you've got that completely empty of water. The last step that you've got is you can come down to the bottom of the filter. Your filter will have a drain port on the very bottom of it. Open that drain port and make sure that the whole filter is free of any water. So open the valve, release the water. This may take a while because you're releasing all the water in the filter body itself. So you want to make sure that this is 100% empty. So in summary of winterizing the Sigma Pro correctly, what steps we're going to take is first to make sure we've winterized the ADIP correctly. Either you can store it inside or leave it on the filter. The important step is to make sure it's before there's any freezing temperatures that you follow these steps. The next was to release the water on the solenoid by moving that back and forth a couple of times. Then you can go up to the piston, remove the water off the piston. And the final step is you can take it and drain the filter all the way out of the filter body itself.